Hey guys, King of Charmanders here, and today I bring to you my Teostra pre-analysis, elemental weaknesses, and attack patterns. So this video again is a pre-analysis of Teostra, the Fire Elder Dragon. Teostra was first teased in the Future Updates calendar, and Teostra will be the second Elder Dragon coming to Monster Hunter now. As you see in this calendar right here, for August you had 4 question marks. Well, it's pretty obvious. The monster that was supposed to be in those 4 question marks is the Fire Elder Dragon, Teostra. First, let's start off with Teostra's background. So this source is from the Monster Hunter Wiki, and Teostra was first introduced in Monster Hunter 2. It is a large dragon with leonine features. Is that what you're supposed to call it? I don't know. It's a lion, okay? A large dragon with lion features and a fiery red coloration. He has a grand mane, large fangs, and a pair of horns that curve backwards. His wings are covered in fur, and its tail ends in a clump of such fur. He is the male counterpart to Lunastra. Oh my gosh, all these tongue twisters here. Are you serious? Okay, everything else looks to be pretty easy to read. Let's take a look. Although Teostra possesses exceptional physical abilities, its main danger comes from its profound abilities over flame, allowing it to breathe out extremely powerful streams of fire to incinerate foes, ignite its surroundings, and generate such an intense aura of heat that it can burn those who merely approach it. Alongside its flames, Teostra can create large amounts of explosive powder made from its own scales, which it can detonate at will by gnashing its teeth to create sparks. It can spread this powder around by covering itself in it as it moves around, or it can ignite all of its powder simultaneously to produce a devastating supernova. So yes, it's on fire, and if Mufasa actually survived and went to hell and this was exactly what it looked like, please don't sue me, Disney. Teostra is a fire elemental elder dragon that generates explosive powder from its scales, as you saw in the description over here. And as we saw from the physiology and abilities, Teostra has a female counterpart known as Lunastra. And now we move on to Teostra's elemental weaknesses and weak spots. So Teostra will likely be weak to ice and water, just like its Monster Hunter World counterpart. Here we have a source from Monster Hunter World's Hunter Notes. And these two elements will likely do 150% damage, just like Kushala Daora's elemental weaknesses. So Kushala is weak to thunder and dragon, and that did 150%. You don't remember, the data used to say 120 until they fixed it, and that's 150. So for ice and water, Teostra should be weak to both of these at 150%. Unsure about poison, but I'm pretty sure it's not going to have a poison weakness, because unlike Kushala Daora, poison doesn't do anything special against Teostra. Per the Monster Hunter World Hunter Notes, the best parts to target Teostra is its head with all 3 damage types: cut, blunt, and ranged. I'm pretty sure when it comes out, there'll be a lot more areas that we can exploit, and when the data comes out, I'll definitely make a video on what the best attack, but for general in Monster Hunter World, and I believe for Rise, the head was the best part to attack as far as its physiology goes. Alright, now a sneak peek at your death. I mean, the battles we will all face and hopefully not have to use potions for. First off, we got Teostra's attack patterns, phase 1. So for Elder Dragon interceptions, we got 2 phases. And Teostra has 2 phases as well. It has a regular mode and an enraged mode. So as you see in this video, this source is by IGN, a popular video game website / publication, etc. And here we have a hunt versus Teostra. Now Teostra has several close range attacks like a fiery bite and claw attacks. Right here you see a bite, and then you also have several claw attacks. It's about to do a claw attack, I believe, pretty shortly, but you'll see in this video. In addition, Teostra can charge at you like some other large monster does, so it's going to try to run you over like a semi-truck, especially when it's really angry. Speaking of angry, it breathes fire, and it has this fire breath attack that will sweep the area in front of it. Now, you see all these sparks that are flying out of Teostra? Well, beware the powder that Teostra releases, as they can explode. It can also release powder in the air that can inflict blast blight on you. It's very similar to Bubble Blight, where it inflicts a status affliction on you, except instead of making you slippery and move around, it's going to, after a little bit, cause an explosion and you go boom. Okay, so it's not that big, but here's a sneak peek. Here's the supernova! So, other than an explosion, when you hit Teostra Attack Patterns Phase 2. Just like Kushala Daora when it has its powerful wind attack, when Teostra hits Phase 2, it is likely will use its signature Supernova attack, as you see right here. It glows on fire and then it releases an explosion. This is Teostra's most powerful attack that he will use throughout the battle. So rather than eat it in the face, make sure you use your special skill or you roll away, because otherwise you're going to end up like that whole city that Megumin just blew up in that little anime clip right there. Teostra will also enter an enraged state where it will have more powerful attacks and be more aggressive, just like in Kushala Daora's Phase 2. So yay! More aggressiveness! Yay, another Phase 2 attack, but that means more rewards. In addition, Teostra may have its flame armor that will do damage to you if you are close to it. Teostra will also likely fly during this phase. You'll see during the video from hunting Teostra from IGN, you'll see that Teostra will fly around during battle, so it's likely going to do this. And unless you're a bow or light bowgun user, you're gonna have a fun time chasing this thing around the battlefield. Speaking of the battlefield, here are some X factors. Sadly, we don't have flash bombs in Monster Hunter now, so we can't knock Teostra out of its Supernova attack. I would have loved to have that here by now, because I would just have to throw a flash bomb and just see it fall down to the ground, but of course that means, yeah, we would have to have crafting or something of that sort, so hopefully flash bombs come in the future. Blast Blight should follow the world mechanic where you roll 3 times and you get rid of it. So stop, drop, and roll. Just like in real life, you stop, drop, and roll. Let yourself out of fire, you gotta do it 3 times. And hopefully Blast Blight will be removed, just like in Monster Hunter World. And when I was talking about the battlefield, if the environment is similar to World, beware of the lava that comes out of the ground. I don't like being on fire, I don't like taking passive damage, and I don't like spending my first aid meds or my potions. So try to avoid the lava on the ground if we do have it. Otherwise, you might just light yourself on fire. Speaking of being on fire, if you go boom, the Supernova attack's explosion should hit really hard, making it really difficult to survive even with high defense. I love the Supernova attack. In Monster Hunter 2, it was absolutely incredible. I died a lot until I figured out what to do. So stay away from the Supernova or use your special skill accordingly. Hopefully y'all are excited for Teostra to come into Monster Hunter now. It has some really cool armor. If the armor is from the alpha set from World, I am definitely going after that layered armor. It looks really, really cool. And one of my animes that I love the most and one of my favorites is 7 Deadly Sins. So I'm gonna totally look like a holy knight if I wear that. And hopefully it is the alpha armor because again, it's really cool. Otherwise, I'm going after the 1-year anniversary Elder Dragon. Teostra is strong, but there are stronger and more iconic Elder Dragons out there. So yes, we are getting this powerful Elder Dragon, just like Kushala. But the thing is, I don't know if Blast or Fire is going to be really that effective, just because, like I mentioned, there's the 1-year anniversary Elder Dragon coming out. There are more powerful Elder Dragons out there, like Alatreon, Fatalis, my personal favorite Valstrax. There are very powerful Elder Dragons out there, and Teostra isn't one of those. So again, if you're going to invest in these weapons and armor, just be aware that there's going to be a better weapon coming out there with one of the more iconic Elder Dragons of the series. Please do me a huge favor, like, subscribe, and comment for the YouTube algorithm. Hopefully you are going to kill a lot of Teostra. I'm going to kill enough to get that layered armor, depending on how those weapons are. Good luck on your grinds. Hopefully you're having fun with the Water Elemental event, because if Teostra is in fact weak to water and ice, which most likely it's going to be, those water weapons you build from the Water Elemental quest event are going to help out a lot. So good luck on your grinds, and I will see y'all on the next video.